All right. Okay, guys, in this video we're going to go over proper use of the shaper. Okay. In this case, we're using this machine to cut panel slots for our nightstand in our legs and our rails, actually, so that they will accept the 1/4-inch panel that we're going to create for this nightstand. Before you can actually use this machine, though, what you're going to need to do is orient these pieces so that you have good faces where you want them exposed. Okay, so I've got this leg here as my front leg, so you can see the front leg there. So I want these two faces exposed as my fronts, these two as my left side, these two as my right side, and these two as my back. Okay. Once you've got this figured out, how you want to have this oriented, you need to draw lines here with the pencil. And I've already cut some of these out, so it's a little tough for you to see. But just coming a little closer here. So you can see how I've drawn in where the panel slots will be cut out for the panel. Okay, so I have a side panel here, and I have a back panel. There is no panel on the front. We're not cutting any panel slots there. Okay. Now also, these panel slots stop exactly 3 inches from the bottom. Okay, so we need to actually draw out. There's the last one I have to cut yet. So you actually want to draw in here exactly where your panel slot will be cut. And this is not an accurate drawing. This is just roughly, just to get your head in the game of exactly what you're doing when you go to the machine. Because otherwise, it's really easy to get yourself kind of turned around and disoriented with which pieces go which way. Okay? So do yourself a favor, draw these panel slots all in, double check it, make sure they're exactly where you want them, and then you can come to the machine and do this, making sure that they stop 3 inches from the bottom of the leg. Okay? All right. So next, a little bit about this machine. A shaper is basically a giant router. Okay, think of it as a giant router. It's just big, heavy. It turns a lot slower than most routers, all right? Which is really important because the cutter we're using is a fairly large diameter, in this case, slotting bit. Okay, so the speed that we have to run this at needs to be slower. I've already gone ahead and set this up for you guys. So there's a line drawn on the fence right here. There's a line drawn on the fence over here, and the height of the cutter and the depth of the fence are all set, so you don't need to worry about that. I will show you what we're doing though. The cutter is exactly a 1/4 inch. The bottom of the tooth is a 1/4 inch off of the table, and that means that we're going to get exactly a 1/4 inch reveal from the front face of our leg to where the panel sits. Okay, so that's what defines this amount of reveal here. Okay. This can be a fairly dangerous machine if we're not really careful about what we're doing. Okay. For one cut, we are going to be entering from the right side of the saw, or right side of the machine, and drawing it through until the bottom of the leg gets exactly to the line on my fence, and then I'm going to very carefully rotate this outward. Okay, that creates the stopped cut. Okay. The other time, for the other slot, that's not going to work. So I actually need to flip this around and rest my board here on the corner of the fence, drop it in to the other line, and then come all the way out with it. Okay? And we're using push sticks, of course, while we're doing this, because we don't want our fingers anywhere near this cutter in this area right here. Okay? This machine, as you imagine, is spinning quite quickly in this direction, and if you don't have a really good hold on this board, it is going to take it and chuck it across the room, which has happened many times before. So when you do this, have your hand or a good grip on the end of this board so that it's not going to get shot in that direction. Slow and smooth is the key to this machine. Okay, here we go. On-off switch is down right here. I'm going to use this push pad just as a personal preference when I do the first operation, and I'm going to switch to the other one when I do the other side. Here we go. This one now. All right, and there we have our 2 panel slots, each cut a different way.